Guys, we are here with Molly this afternoon. So something I wanted to talk about in this video is really reinforcing jumping with your dog, especially with your puppy. So, give me Molly. Good girl. Good job. So, Molly here is a really big jumper. She likes to jump all over. She gets so excited. Her paws constantly want to leave the ground. So, it's really important that she understands that every time her front paws leave the ground, I tell her off. If she tries to jump on me, I knee her and I say off. So, I'm going to demonstrate real quick. Off. So I gave her a little bump, and then, good girl, yes, good job, right? So with me, I've given her a lot of corrections with this off, right? So just a bump, she's totally fine, no worries. But she totally understood that that's not, I don't approve of that. Also, the licking with her, too, that's another thing that she, was play biting, and she understands with me that I don't allow that. Molly, yes, good girl. But as you can see, she's not like upset with me or anything. She understands and respects the fact that I don't allow that. So, Molly, come, sit. Okay, place. Yes. Good girl. Okay, so I'm just going to work her through it. Off. Okay, good. Sit. So I'm only going to give her affection if all of her paws are on the ground. If she ever learns that sometimes you allow her to jump on you because you think it's cute, or she's just playing, or you let her paws leave the ground because she's checking something out, whatever the case may be, you're teaching her that you approve of her leaving the ground. When really you need to off. See how I didn't even have to lift my leg, you didn't see that one? But now I'm just able to say, you're a good girl. There's an off. Right? She knows with me that she's not going to get any affection. Now, jumping is a dog's quickest way to get attention, whether it's positive or negative. If we weren't paying attention to them and they wanted us to pay attention to them, we now are paying attention to them, regardless if it's because we're saying, no, you're doing wrong. You're still paying attention to them. So they technically get their way. Place. Good girl. Come on. Good job. Excellent. Okay. Off. So with me, I really, really reinforce anytime she does these little kangaroo hops, off as soon as those paws leave the ground. She has to know, especially she knows at my house, that I don't allow that. And she only gets affection, and as soon as she gets all jumpy, I make her go into a calmer state of mind. If you allow her to just do that and do all that bouncing around, it's going to be really confusing to how come sometimes I can be calm and they'll give me attention, but other times I get, I can jump around and get excited and they're like, oh, hi, honey, oh, like, you can't tell her that that's what you approve of. Otherwise, when she grows up to be a big girl, she is going to jump all over you. It's not going to stop because that's the behavior you taught her as a kid that was okay for you. So you have to make sure you put a stop to that really quick now. Off. And using corrections just like that with your knee. And it doesn't take much. I mean, it's literally just that. She's doing it to herself. See, I'm just good at my timing because she thinks now we're playing, right? But she has to understand that she gets a correction from me every time. There's never a time where I've allowed her to jump on me and I've been like, oh, hi, honey, and pet her and play with her. I make her sit every time, right? She's a good girl. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. So you really want to make sure you reinforce that. But yeah, those are the main things. So you can do a couple of things as far as doing off. You want to use your verbal cue, but of course, verbal isn't everything, right? As we know, dogs don't speak English, we don't speak bark, so we have to use a pressure and release system. So pressure and release, or pressure and release, because when you step on the leash, Molly, okay? See, watch what's going to happen. Molly, yes. See how she gets an instant correction? Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Right? So she's getting instant corrections. Now it's loose right now, but as soon as she leaves the ground, that pressure is going to turn on, right? Hey, honey. Hi. Right? So just because I'm doing this, she shouldn't think that means jump up on me. Right? Good. Instant correction. So you don't even have to do anything. If you find that sweet spot, you want to make sure it's loose when she's not jumping, because again, pressure means something to her on this. That's a correction. So it's nice and loose, and then you kind of, who's a good girl? Oh, who's a good girl, Molly? Who's a good girl, Molly? Yes, you are. That's a sweet baby girl. Good job. Right? So I'm giving her affection because she's being good and she's sitting, right? Yes, I know. If she gets too excited and tries to jump, right? Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Off. Petting stops. I said off. She got correction, right? Now she's on the ground again. Good girl. Yes. That's a good job, Molly Cakes. So there you have it. There's some really good tips that you can practice for jumping. You can always remember, use your knee, step on your leash, use the off command, some pressure, use some spatial pressure as far as moving into them, and teach them off. Teach them that that anytime their front paws leave the ground, you do not approve of that. So I hope that helps, and I hope everyone has a great day. Say bye, beautiful.